Yo, what is up guys? Blizzard X here, back with a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be telling the first time I ever did drugs. So let's jump right into this. So, a few days ago, I was just sitting in math class with my friend, this other girl. It was first and second period. We're just gonna not disclose their names. So we were in first and second period math class. My friend pulls out this bottle of pills, and I'm like, what is that? That's gross. That looks disgusting. He's like, painkillers. And I'm like, that's cool. And he's like, you guys want to try one? And I'm like, you know what? I paused for like 30 seconds in my mind, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's try this out. Then all three of us, we just popped one and moved on with our day. As the day went by, he told me before I popped it, he's like, this gets you really tired. And I'm like, nah, it won't get me tired, to be honest. Then I quickly realized as the day went by, I got tired as shit. Like, literally, and ELA, I fall asleep all the time because it's so boring, but like I fell asleep like way too much. Like I was just knocked out. And even in lunch, like I just felt like falling asleep, and that's the one period where I stay awake. I don't even know, it just hit me like a truck. Then after lunch, I was just tired as hell. I was like talking to my friends, I'm like, bro, I'm tired, bro, like them shits hit me hard. Then I moved to 7 and 8 period after lunch. I was just sitting in class. The teacher was giving instructions on a project we had to do. Out of nowhere, the vice principal walks in and she's like, oh, I need Edward to come with me. And I'm just like, what did I do? I had a good streak these past few months that school started. I was doing so good. Then out of nowhere, she comes in and gets me out. And then she also said, you know what? Let me get your friend as well. And I'm just like, whoa, that's a rip. While we're walking to her office, he's just telling me, nah, period in first and second, we got in trouble for quote-unquote disrupting class and cursing. Never happened. So while we're walking to her office, he's like, yeah, we were just talking in class. Like, I actually convinced myself that was the reason, because I was literally oblivious to any other reason whatsoever. We go to the guidance office for some random reason. We're there for a few minutes. Then we go to her office. This woman, the drug inspector, whatever, she like works at the school for something. I forgot what her purpose is, but it's something to do with drugs. So they spent this whole like 2 periods, which is an hour and 30 minutes, I believe, wasting my time where I could be increasing my grades, just like finding out that I quote unquote did drugs. The whole time I was just like, search my book bag, because I was confident I didn't do drugs. And then when we were walking towards the nurse's office to like get my temperature and blood pressure and shit for some random reason, she was like, it's better not to lie. And I'm like, you know what, let me just create a false story and say that this morning I took a Tylenol because my head hurt. But clearly that didn't work because we were separated, so we couldn't say the same story. My friend said a completely different story. I said a completely different story. It just basically crashed and burned. After the nurse, I just like went back up, and I was in the different principal's office. He's known me forever, like since I came to the school, like for like 4 or 5 years type shit. I forgot. He was just like over there. We were just having conversation for about 20 minutes or so. And then the sergeant, the fucking leader of the security guard cult at our school, he walked in and he inspected my book bag. I kid you not, I had a lotion bottle in my book bag. This man grabbed the lotion bottle out of my book bag, opened it up, and started looking inside the lotion bottle. Who in their right mind would keep something in a lotion bottle? Like, yeah, if you're trying to be slick, but I mean, like, what? It's gonna get dirty. What's the point of putting it there unless it's empty? So when he did that, I was just looking at him like, is this guy okay? Is he, like, brain dead? But to be honest, it didn't really matter at that point because I knew I didn't have anything in there. They already called my mom prior to this to come to the school to pick me up because I had to get a drug test that same day, which we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm just sitting there. He already inspected. He left. And then I'm just chilling there. And then the other vice principal that took me to her office, the drug inspector thing, whatever you call it, and the parent counselor, they all walked into this man's office. I'm just like, what's the point of this? And then apparently they left to go somewhere, don't know. It was just the vice principal, the drug inspector thingy, and they were waiting for my mom to come. She, like, 10 minutes passed by and she came. Bro, I kid you not, like, when they told me I was getting suspended, bro, my eyes were bawling out. Like, I didn't even care about if I did drugs or not. I was caring about getting suspended because I want to go to an Ivy League college. And if I get suspended, that goes on my record. Just like, oh, hell no, bro. I cannot get into a good college now. I was only crying because of the college thing. I stopped quickly as hell. This man said, oh no, when middle school records don't count, they only check your high school records. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I fucking was relieved. I was happy as hell when he told me that shit. And then, yeah, I stopped crying because I really didn't care at that point. Then the drug inspector was just telling my mom a whole bunch of shit about they have to take this paper and go to the hospital or like my doctor, and you gotta like get a drug test from me. And we went to get a drug test. Before I left, I'm like, I swear to God, I know 110% this shit's gonna come out negative. I said this word for word. I'm like, I know this shit's gonna come out negative. Every single one of you owes me an apology for wasting my time. You have literally wasted every ounce of my time because this shit's gonna come out negative. I said that shit word for word. Surprisingly, my mom was like not as pissed off as I expected her to be about the situation, and she was actually chill about it as long as it came out negative though. Cause if that shit came out positive, oh god, my life would have ended. So we went to the hospital because my doctor wasn't at the place for some reason. She was on vacation. We waited like, I'd say 5 minutes, and 2 people that I actually know walked in. One, the guy who gave me the thing. 2, this girl who's in high school now, she walked in. So they gave me a little like inspection thing. Then I had to wait like 20 minutes, and then I went actually to the doctor, which once I was there, inspected me, I'm pretty sure. Then another doctor came in and like checked my heart rate or some shit and asked me questions. And then finally the drug test came where I peed in a fucking thing, and I just left it there. And I was so bored out of my mind that once I peed in there, like an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours passed by, and I actually fell asleep on a hospital bed of how bored I was because they took so long. They finally did the test, and then it came out negative, and I didn't even get happy. I just was like, I already know this. It was gonna come out negative. I didn't do no drugs. I never did drugs. Yeah, so it came out negative. And then once it came out negative, I knew I'm not getting my ass beat. And then all my friends started calling me drug addicts, which is really whack and cringe. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up of what happened. Then in the end, my friend got suspended for 6 days for quote unquote drug selling, and I got suspended for 2 days. So I'm going back to school on Tuesday as of the recording of this video. Had to put this in. Enjoy the rest of the video or the rest of the gameplay. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, like and subscribe. Peace out.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.